Hello and welcome to SP Book Reviews. I'm Ricky Tibbetts, and today we are going to discuss Lincoln's Melancholy by Joshua Wolf Shenk. Now, I read this because personally, I'm a fan of history, U.S. history. I like to learn about presidents. I like to learn about how America came to be. But another fascinating topic to learn about is the great men of history and just how average they really are. When I heard that Abraham Lincoln faced severe depression throughout his life, I was instantly intrigued and wanted to know more. Now I'll get into the meat of this book. Joshua Wolf Shenk undoubtedly did his research. This book is practically a research paper. There are so many points where he cites psychologists, historians, and many factual anecdotes, quotes, and contexts from history, and he puts all of it in this book when trying to uncover Lincoln's depression. Starting from childhood, Joshua talks about Lincoln's father. Now, any Lincoln historian will know that Lincoln and his father did not have the greatest relations. In fact, evidence points to Lincoln not liking his father much at all. In fact, he didn't even attend his father's own funeral. He would oftentimes be punished by his father for reading when he was supposed to do field work. He always had an aspiration for something bigger than agriculture. The book talks in depth about many of his breakdowns, the first being during the time when his first love, Anne Rutledge, had passed away. He suffered a severe breakdown to the point of nearly committing suicide. There's another breakdown during the winter of 1840 to 1841. Many things were plaguing him at this time. He went to see doctors, at least that's what the evidence points to. It doesn't seem as though his marriage either gave him much joy. Many of the people who knew him best said that if there was one trait about Lincoln, it was his melancholy. It was that he was consistently sad. It was a key feature. Oftentimes he would stare blankly, 1,000-yard stare. There were even times where his friends would have to take away razors or any weaponry because they feared that he might harm himself. He himself didn't carry a knife with him because he feared what he might do with it. It's also interesting to note that there is a direct primary source where Lincoln goes in detail about how he is the most miserable man living. What will confound most people is how does somebody so strong be depressed? Well, it's proven by psychiatrists that those who are depressed oftentimes will take on more work in order to quell their depression. Abraham Lincoln was not an exception to that. In order to fill his soul, he worked as hard as he could at law and at politics. Eventually, his anti-slavery rhetoric led him to being the head of the newly formed Republican Party. He understood the incredible weight of the presidency and how he would now have to try and unify a severely severed nation, one where the entire southern portion had just seceded upon his election. His depression and how he managed it was with him throughout his whole life until his very sad end at Ford's Theater. This internal struggle is seldom told, but it's something that I believe needs to be told, something that I think more people should know about when they think of Abraham Lincoln. Not just how he was a great president, but also the enduring challenges that he suffered throughout his entire life. This fact makes it even more incredible that this ungainly, unsightly, tall, lanky man became our 16th president and saved the Union and freed the slaves. You will learn how somebody can get through very difficult mental challenges and still become great. So that's it for Lincoln's Melancholy SP book review. Tune in next time for my next review, and I hope you enjoyed this video.